Erik Martenson writes, "Hey Collider movie crew, my question is about movie watching etiquette. Recently, I was watching a movie with some friends. While I was trying to watch the movie, two of my friends were having a conversation. One friend was watching a video on his phone, full volume, and the host was playing with her dog. Then, when I asked them to be quiet, they got mad at me. What gives? Why do some people just not understand the concept of being quiet during movies? Thanks so much."
Well, you probably shouldn't have Ellis over at your house.
Yeah, just everybody just shut up. I'm just trying to watch the movie. Just shut up. God, I hate people who make noise.
Well, what do you think? What would your advice be to him?
These things are it's a wonderful piece of technology, okay? And yes, it's a little shattered right now. I can't stand people, not just in movie theaters, but anywhere else, in airports or wherever, who think that because they own one of these devices, you're allowed to turn your volume up when you're playing your stupid casino game or Angry Birds, whatever the hell you're doing. Movie theater is one of the few places left when you can just go and just be in a dark world by yourself and escape for a couple hours. Please do not interfere with the sanctity of that. Or if you're putting on a movie at the house, there's other rooms, right? You can go outside, you can do something else. You don't have to be doing it while you're trying to get invested in a movie. Let the person escape who wants to get out of their life for a couple hours. It's fun.
Snap.
Yeah, that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Anybody like, hey, look, you can talk during the trailers. That's cool.
Yeah. No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
No. I've laid back on that. I used to not like it when people were talking to us, but I'm like, look, it's cool. You're settling in. You're getting your popcorn ready. Everything's, what I miss and whatever. I'm good with that. I even let myself, when I'm in a theater, I'm cool with, like, if somebody's like, if the credits are just starting, they're like whispering or whatever. I still like I'm starting to get a little but if they're talking, like, say, into the first 5-10 minutes, or somebody's like on their phone, I'm getting up and I'm walking over to them and I'm telling them to stop. So and I've had to do that a few times this year, and it increases all the time. Like, actually goes back to one of my worst experiences, seeing Tron Legacy. There was like a jingle jangle guy dressed up like kind of a Michael Jackson, walking around on the phone, laying down in the front. I was like, wow. And I mean, it's like, I had to get security, and they were the ones like, sir, they were holding me. Like, I was like, there he is. It's like with movies, it's like, they have to catch the person doing it. So there's all these weird things. So usually I think the best way to deal with something like that is just to walk right up to the person who's being rude in front of everyone and tell them to shut the F up. And that's what I do. And, that's just how it works. And if they don't shut up, then the next level goes. So if you're in your own living room,
the next level goes. I like that, like, kind of like a little subtle threat.
That sounded like a mid-2000s Nicolas Cage movie where he's just like a guy who goes around shutting people up who are talking during movies.
And he goes, you don't want to see where the next level goes.
I'm just saying, though, this guy who wrote in is talking about, look, if I'm at my friend's house and the host, because when he says the host, then you're at your friend, you're in your living room with your friends, and you're watching, say, like a TV show or a movie. It's sort of like there's a little more flexibility because you're in a living room. Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, when I'm like in a movie theater, I'm like, look, you're not in your living room. You're surrounded by all these other people. Please respect them. Especially when I was telling Mark, when there's older people in the theater, they're like, they might not chime up to tell these young kids, rude people to shut up, but I will. So in somebody's house, that's their rules. So it's like, if the host is like, it's cool if people talk during the thing, then you just don't go and see the thing. That if you like it to be quiet in your living room.
I go Lord of the Flies. No,
even at home.
Yeah, no, I become the host. That's my house now.
I mean, personally, for me, I guess it depends on the context. It's like, are you guys hanging out at home and you guys are just bored and you're like, hey, just throw on a movie, or maybe the television's on, it just happens that you flip onto a movie, and like, okay, that's a little more understandable. But if you guys made plans where you're like, hey guys, let's meet up at so-and-so's house and we're gonna watch this movie or that movie, blah blah blah, and then you sit down and then the stuff that he's talking about happens, then I'd be kind of pissed. I'd be like, I thought we all were meeting here to watch this movie. Like, I don't understand why. But if it's kind of a more casual thing, then I can understand a little more.
Yeah, and it's always like, whether it's a comedy and everyone's like hanging out, and or if the movie starts to suck, you can start chiming in, and then it makes it fun. Everyone's ripping on the film. So this all depends on what the situation is. Mark is like, even if it sucks, I don't want you to say
I don't understand, though, with the guy on the phone with the volume you turned up. There's things called headphones, right?
Right.
You don't have to
Yeah.
like turn it up all the way, and I don't know. Yeah, it really depends. Otherwise, maybe get new friends or something like that.
That's right. Time for new
always
friends.
always trade him in, or bring Mark over and he'll enforce for you.
That's right.
Mark
And if you
will,
need to
yeah.
see the next level, here's John Schnapp.
Ashley, do you get
Do you have friends?
Yeah.
do you get pissed off when people talk or chime in while you're trying to watch a movie?
I think it really depends on the genre of the movie. If it's a comedy, not gonna lie, I chat up a storm. I'm probably one of those people that you guys yell at all the time. Because if I have questions, I have questions. If I went to the bathroom and I want to know what's up, like I paid to see this movie. I want to get my joy
So
out of it.
did everybody else.
But you go to the movies to have a fun time and. If I want to, I understand, having a full-on conversation with someone, probably not a good place to have a conversation. You can leave for that. But if I have a question, I want to whisper a question, But if it's a comedy, I'm like, everyone's going to giggle, everyone's going to laugh, everyone's going to have fun together. But if it's like a horror movie, do not ruin my horror movie because you ruin the suspense if someone's whispering behind you. And I absolutely hate cell phones in movies. Did you guys know that there was this crime? I'm obsessed with podcasts that have to do with crime and thrillers and stuff. There was a event that happened. I don't remember what state it was in, but this guy was on his cell phone and this guy goes to confront him. Things escalated and he shot the guy.
In Florida, yeah.
In Florida.
I don't do that. Yeah.
For being
don't
on
do
his
that.
phone.
Yeah, that's no level, any level.
That's the
shit.
Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage movie that you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Just phones are great. Just keep in your just don't bring them in.
Yeah.